Is Erik ten Hag guaranteed to be Manchester United manager next season? No. That is the truth. But you know what else is the truth? The absolute circus that is happening and how Manchester United fans are just gobbling it up. Like, you'd think we'd all have learned by now what happens in this environment and this exact situation that's happened to every manager before and what happens at that time with every manager under the sun getting linked with the job. But apparently not. So what I want to do in this video is run through everything. And there's literally double digits managers that I have to mention in this video to highlight to you just how opportunistic the press is being and how you just have to separate the noise and the hot air from the truth. That's what I'm going to try and do in this video. You can let me know what you think in the comments. If you are new to United People's TV, please do consider subscribing. But let me please run through this, all right? You know what? First things first, cue the music. Because this really is an absolute comedy. What I'm watching. All the managers getting linked with the Manchester United job. Roll up, roll up, roll up. Let's start with Graham Potter. Graham Potter, of course, who was linked with a Nice job by it. That was when Ineos were there. Oh, yeah, go on then. Yeah, link him with Manchester United. Good. That's number one. Graham Potter. How about Thomas Tuchel? You know, he's going to be leaving Bayern Munich at the end of the season. United need a manager. Go on then. He'll manage back in the Premier League. He'll like that. Number two. Number three, Julian Nagelsmann. But he's with Germany. Well, it don't matter. After Germany, maybe he can leave after the Euros. Let's see. Let's throw him into the mix. Number three. Number four, Zinedine Zidane. You remember that guy? Yeah, that guy who's turned down all the jobs that he's been linked with. The guy who definitely has no intention of managing in the Premier League. Yeah, link him to the job. Go on then. Ineos really, really want him to be the manager. That's number four. Number five, Inzaghi, isn't he nailing it into Milan? Yeah, I think you can link him with a job as well. Oh, go on then. Add him into the list. Why not add Ruben Amorim as well? Why not? You may as well make it a full house. Amorim's in the list. Zerbi. What about Zerbi? And Zerbi, I'll speak about him a little bit later in the show. He's getting in with every single job. He might be Guardiola's successor. Don't worry about that. 12 million compensation. That's what United would have to pay Brighton. Bring him in. Why not? Don't forget Thiago Motta's doing a really good job at Bologna this year. So you can't go this whole process without including Thiago Motta. That'd be crazy. But then on top of that, why don't you just add a little bit of seasoning, a little bit of Thomas Frank, a little bit of Gareth Southgate. And Gareth Southgate is where we're going to stop the music and we're going to pause to have a little conversation about Gareth Southgate. No. There you go. I said a little conversation about Gareth Southgate. And this is what David Ornstein has been saying about him. All right? Just about, not just on Gareth Southgate, but just overall when it comes to the managerial position at Manchester United and what Ineos are doing.
Yeah, there may be some animosity towards it, but if they are absolutely convinced it's right and they fit into their system and there's trust mutually and it's going to be a success, then I reckon they would ride the storm to do what they think is best for this project. But I just don't think we're anywhere near that yet. There are no decisions made as far as I know.
Nowhere near it yet. No decisions made as far as I know, says David Ornstein. But David, you're missing the fact that we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different managers. And probably, I'll be honest, I might have missed some. But that's 10 different managers, including Gareth Southgate, who have been linked with the Manchester United job. And by the way, this literally has come out in the last few minutes. Tuchel can imagine returning to Chelsea, but his priority is Manchester United. I just can't believe as United fans that there are so many people who are just immediately willing to just get angry about any of these links because so many of them are just pulled out of their arse. Go on in, boop, throw him in there with no substance at all. If I was looking at that and going, any that have substance, I think Zerbi might be part of a conversation. I think Nagelsmann might be part of a conversation. But so many of the others, I'm like, raw. But nothing, as David Ornstein has said there, is in the vicinity of Ineos's mind right now. They are busy building an entire structure of our football club. Now, I know that you might think that sacking a manager should be on the priority of Ineos, but you know what? They're going to build the walls of the house. I don't know, it's a weird analogy, it doesn't make any sense. Build the walls of the house before you put windows in. We have no foundations right now. We are getting a CEO who's already in. We are getting a sporting director. They are having these conversations. We need a head of recruitment. That's going to be coming up next. Maybe a technical director on top of that. You really think that Dave Brailsford Jim Ratcliffe and Omar Barada, well, can't technically work with us right now because he's on gardening leave. You think they're going to be doing all of this, bringing in the whole structure, and then at the same time as that, they're going to be replacing Erik ten Hag before said structure is in place? It doesn't make logical sense. And that's what frustrates me about how many United fans I see gobbling up news stories about Graham Potter, Thomas Tuchel, Julian Nagelsmann, Zinedine Zidane, Inzaghi, Ruben Amorim, Roberto De Zerbi, Thiago Motta, Thomas Frank, Gareth bloody Southgate. It's not worth your oxygen. And that is the truth about Manchester United's pursuit of a new manager right now. Now, I'm not saying here with any massive amounts of confidence or guarantees that Erik ten Hag will be our manager next season. And people are accusing me of sitting on the fence, and I will firmly stay on the fence because I think that's exactly... If I'm being completely honest, I've asked everybody on the last show about this. I get the feeling, behind the scenes, Ineos have already made their mind up. Ineos have already decided whether going down that path with Erik ten Hag next season, giving him the opportunity to work with a structure. Because let's be honest, he's not had it. No Man United manager has had it. Post-Fergie, a genuine structure that is there to aid ambition and success. And anything you have at the club actually works alongside you and with you. That's never happened to any manager. He had that Ajax. He never had it. But I think Ineos would have already decided what they wanted to do. We just aren't privy to it yet. And in that exact environment, that's when hot air like this gets noise, gets traction, and so many United fans get into arguments, debates, civil wars with other United fans about whether De Zerbi is the right manager or not, about whether or not maybe we should get Thiago Motta from Bologna, about whether or not Thomas Frank would be a good upgrade from Brentford, or whether Gareth Southgate... No. Move on from Gareth Southgate. I'm not even entertaining that one. I find it strange. I don't find it strange. It happens every time. It happened after Solskjaer. It will happen after Ten Hag. When he leaves, it happens after every manager. That's what the press does. The thing that surprises me still at this point is that United fans seemingly aren't able to decipher just what the hot air is when it's so obviously just hot air. You can't have 10 different managers linked over the period of 2 to 3 weeks and there be any substance to it. There might be some substance hidden among it. And I think that's probably the reason why these sorts of stories gather pace. But it just frustrates me. It really does. And the truth is, about Manchester United's search for a new manager, the press are guessing. They don't know anything. And none of us will know anything until Ineos go public with their decision. And as they showed with Omar Barada, they can keep their cards close to their chest. And I think they're doing exactly that with what's going on with our manager.